Hi again, everyone. I'm Ollie Matthews. This is the Narcissistic Resistance, and this resistance video is sponsored by contribution from Nella, and here's her story. Hi, Ollie. I'm sending a small donation. I want to hear your thoughts again on the guilt that isn't real and holidays. Two things are going on. One, my mother has guessed that I am pregnant because of her Facebook stalking. I had signed a petition about children, which I didn't realize was posted to my public profile. She, of course, cannot admit to using a fake profile to look at mine, and so is pretending to be dreaming of a grandchild. The other thing, I've got a birthday soon, and then it's Christmas season, and I think because of this, my mother is panicking at the thought of being alone at Christmas, and the prospect of lack of supply and jealousy at the idea of me enjoying my birthday without her. The combination is making her switch to guilt tactics. Her reasoning skills are still laughable, but I find it harder to hear her voice when it is tearful, or resist when some of her words are expressing more authentic vulnerability. I've discussed her messages with my husband, and my dad and his wife have agreed to listen to her voicemail with me to help break it down more. But I am bothered by the idea of someone I spend so much time with suffering, and partially because of me. I get that this is her having groomed me into taking responsibility for her well-being, which I resented before no contact and I don't want to invite back into my life. Nella, this woman did not let you live a day of your own life. You couldn't even go out to a bar with your girlfriends after work without first having to think about what effect it was going to have on your mother. She ran your life like this for 30 years. Tried to interfere with your marriage, with your husband, and continues to manipulate you to this day. The other issue with the bank, that hasn't resolved itself, has it? So what are you feeling guilty about exactly, Nella? It's all an act. Every emotion about her is an act. You want to listen to the voicemail and worry about how she's going to make you feel guilty because she might be crying? Look at the other video you sent me, Nella. Play that one. Play that one at the same time. The video of your mother looking at you as a child that you sent me. Play that along over the voicemail and then tell me how bad you feel. You always got to keep it in perspective when the narc's trying to guilt you. And that's a very, very difficult thing to do. But you sent me that other video that I looked at for a reason. So before you listen to any voicemails, make sure that just the video is playing with your mother, remember? And then tell me how guilty you feel. How do I get over the stress of feeling like I'm neglecting my responsibility? Your responsibility is not to your mother at 30 years old. Your responsibility is to your husband and the child you're carrying, Nella. Okay? See, this is what they've done to you. This is what she's done. She's controlled you even now, coming up on your birthday and Christmas, going into, I think, your third trimester soon. And you're worried about neglecting your responsibility to her? What about your responsibility to yourself, your husband, and your child? I was really excited about spending Christmas with my husband's family and my birthday the way I wanted. And I see that this fake guilt has the potential to spoil that. And yet, giving into it would jeopardize so much. So don't. What are you going to give into, Nella? What? because you don't want to hear her cry. Listen, I fell for that with my father. Back when I was 25, over the when I wouldn't let him use my employee discount thing when I went no contact, and then my father starts crying, and I just I couldn't deal with it. I just couldn't deal with it. Felt like I had done some bullshit. It's a tactic. You're right. It would jeopardize everything at this point. You would be 10 times, 100 times harder to gain your independence if you go back now, if you let her win now after all this time. Because then the next time that you're going to have to, when she's sabotaging your relationship with your child, getting involved with your mothering, getting involved in your marriage. No, 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 no. Over some crocodile tears. Again, make sure you keep it in perspective, Nella. Before you listen to any voicemail crocodile tears, make sure that video you sent me is always playing to remind you who your mother is. Having written this, I can see that I've just got to grin and bear it to get over this first one, which should make it easier for future ones. Yeah, man. Once you get by the first one, it's never particularly easy, but it's never as hard as the first one. It's like, you're always going to feel a little shitty around the holidays, but, you know, you're building a family. You have a lot less to feel shitty about. And once you get past over the hump of the first one and you see she's got nothing, because what this is going to do, this is just going to neuter her. If you get through this, being pregnant, being your first birthday without her around, your first holiday around with your new husband, you neuter her. She's neutered. I also need to eventually stop reading and listening to anything she says. However, I cannot do that, so please would you run me through how your arguments about guilt and celebration holidays apply to me here. Also, this latest episode is making me realize the gaslight about our competence is partly to keep us responsible for their own well-being. Exactly, where your responsibility is only to yourself and your own family. Exactly. Isn't it ironic that they need us to believe we are incapable in order to burden us with greater responsibility? Best wishes, Nella. And isn't that the truth? The narcissist wants to make you believe you're irresponsible so they can make you more responsible for things. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. They want you to think you can't handle responsibility, so you can take on more responsibility without even knowing it. Look, here's what I think, Nella. Go spend your holiday with your husband's family, or your dad. And you're going to see how, let me tell you something, what you're going to find. You're going to find during the day, you're going to look up and you're going to realize, I haven't been stressed out once today. This has actually been pretty fucking awesome. This has been one of the best Christmases I think I've ever had. It's going to you're not going to that day be all boo-hoo. You're not. You're not. Because if you're around other happy people on the holiday, you get so engulfed in it and how a normal family is supposed to work. You're not even going to think about your mother till maybe you're on your way home later on in the night and be like, wow, look at what you deprived me. Look at all this normalcy and happiness, how a family can actually behave. And look at what you've wasted. What's to feel guilty about? Nothing. This woman for nearly 30 years made you afraid to even go out with your friends. Controlled your every second, every waking moment. And now that's no more. And since you've cut her out, you've been able to get married and reconnect with your dad and your step siblings and this whole new life. And now you're bringing now you're bringing a child into the world. All this positive has happened. Look at all the positive that has happened. Why? For what? Because she's going to cry on the telephone? Big deal. She did this to herself. And like I said, is the other issue resolved? No. No, it's not. So again, she can still, even at the holidays, the narcissist can still fuck all the way off. So, thank you again for another contribution and another story, Nella. I appreciate it. I hope this helps. Thank you to everybody watching. Please leave any opinions or advice in the comment section below. And again, if you want your story read on the channel, you have a topic you'd like me to cover, a narcissist you'd like to expose, you'd like to set up Skype, a phone call, have a private video made, or a Facebook live chat, or you'd like to sponsor a video just like this for someone who needs help and can't afford it, or just make a contribution to the channel in general to help it survive, grow, and expand. Because remember, this channel survives 100% on contributions from all of you. Without all of you, none of this is possible, and it all goes away. So if you like these videos and you want to see more like them, you know what to do with the PayPal and email links in the description box. Also, please like and share this video wherever you can. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and be sure to click the subscription bell to be notified of all my video uploads. I'm Allllll Matthews. This has been the Narcissistic Resistance. Take care.